Knowing how to build a fire is a skill that can save your life. Hi, I'm Roger Anderson. I'm going to inform you today on how to build and start a fire. Once you know what it is, then you'll know what to look for as you assemble all the items necessary to create your fire. Once you've assembled them all, it's time to start it, and you can apply these techniques in a fireplace, fire pit, or even the woods in case of an emergency. There's 3 necessary items you need to have a fire: heat, oxygen, and fuel. Without any one of these, you're not going to have a fire. Heat, you're going to need, especially when it's cold. In sub-zero temperatures, it's harder to start your fire. Frozen generally means water. Water will not start your fire. Oxygen, or air, is needed by layering your fire in gaps to allow the air to come through. You're also going to need an opening on the windward side to allow the air in. The fuel we're going to use is going to be wood. You're going to want it dry and crunchy, dead wood. You also don't want to put it all on at once, because too much wood, too much fuel, will smother the oxygen, rob it enough of the oxygen. So make sure that you don't have it all on at once. Now we're going to keep it safe. You're going to find yourself an area, sandy, rocky area. Get yourself some grapefruit-sized rocks. Place them in a circle, about 3-4 feet in circumference, and make sure that within 4 feet outside of that area is removed of any flammable material in case of an emergency, such as a wildfire. As an example, according to the Forest Service Performance and Accountability Report for the fiscal year 2006, the Forest Service program costs were $6.9 billion in America, and that was a 19% increase from the previous year. So it's important that you control your burn. Once you've assembled the rocks and put them in together, it's time to collect the other supplies necessary. Kindling, small starter stuff. You're going to use paper, pine needles, bark. You can also use a stick. If you have a knife, you can make shavings. Then you're going to need to collect some branches, anything from the size of your thumb to as big around as your arm. You're also going to want these broken down and stacked about 4 feet away. Make them about 1 to 2 feet long. From your wrist to your elbow is a good gauge. You're also going to want to take some logs and cut them up if you can. If you have an axe and a saw, that would be great. Otherwise, you're going to have to lay the log in the fire once it's started and continue to move the log in as it goes. I don't recommend this. This is very dangerous because you can have a wildfire out of control in no time if you don't watch your fire. You're also going to need an emergency extinguishing material. Sand and water is probably the best, so you're going to want to put a pit next to that, fill it with sand or water in case you need to put out the fire in emergencies. Now it's time to do the most crucial part of building a fire, and that's the arrangement in the pit of the kindling. Take a handful of kindling, it's all you need to start even a bonfire 20 stories tall. Make sure it's dry and crunchy. Layer it with small twigs on top. Start placing other sticks on top of that. Take 3 main branches and make a teepee. Make sure the opening is on the side the wind is coming into. Now you can start layering more branches over the top of that. You're going to have 3 distinct layers for your kindling. We could go on for hours on how to start it, but today, for simplicity reasons, I'm just going to use a match. Take and strike your match, light your kindling. Once the kindling starts the smaller twigs on top, it'll reach and get to the sticks and branches above that. Do not disturb this crucial element of your fire. Start gently placing more logs, smaller to bigger, on top of your fire. And make sure that you continue to leave enough gaps for the air. You might have to help create more oxygen to the fire by blowing on it or fanning on it. You can use your cap or a piece of bark to fan the air into the fire. For all intensive reasons, the fire will be continued on in size as you need to have it. It will keep you safe and warm at night. And in conclusion, we've shown you how to start the fire, assemble it into a safe area, and arrange the wood to start your fire. We've also learned how to ignite it and how to continue to build it safely. Starting a fire quickly has taken me years of practice. But once you learn these steps, you should have no problem in getting a roaring fire started when the time comes. But remember what Smokey Bear says, only you can prevent forest fires. Thank you and be safe.